Humanizing the Internet of Things with voice. And that includes the metaverse. Hi, I'm Tanya Hall for ZDNet, and joining me is John Koetsier. He is a mobile economist at Tune. Welcome, John.
Thanks so much for having me.
So what does Tune do?
Tune is a mobile marketing platform. It helps people helps brands connect with customers at scale.
And a mobile economist? What exactly is that role inside the Tune organization?
It's really simple, actually. What I do is I learn stuff and I share stuff. I learn stuff about what's happening in technology and I share it in places like this with people like you, or in reports or blog posts or podcasts, whatever way works.
So you write a lot, obviously, about mobile
Yes.
technology, Internet of Things, quite a large variety of tech for Forbes, among other places. So I guess my first question would be, what is your perspective on the future of mobile in a smart Internet of Things world?
For me, I mean, mobile used to be the next big thing and it was amazing. It was incredible. It was always super hot. It's lost that luster, right? We're seeing AI, we're seeing what I call smart matter come in, and we're seeing smart speakers, other things like that. But for me, what mobile is not a piece of glass and metal in your hand. That's not what mobile is. Mobile is an authenticated on-ramp to the digital ecosystem, right? It's how you access the digital ecosystem, the metaverse, right? Of everything that's on the internet that you get via the app or a web or other thing like that. So if you look at that from that perspective, whether it's in your hand, whether it's on your wrist, or whether it's on your face, doesn't really matter. What it is a piece of technology that connects you to the digital ecosystem that you increasingly need as a member of today's society.
So smart speaker sales doubled in the last year. 20% of Amazon Echo and Google homeowners now shop by voice. So the cost of voice and interaction for hardware is really low now. So in what new applications can we expect to see voice and our smartphones visual interfaces become obsolete?
I don't think visual interfaces are going to become obsolete in any way, shape, or form. And I don't think our smartphones in their current form factor are going away real soon. We can talk about the time frame for that. But what you're referencing is, and I held it in my hand at Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas just, I guess, a couple weeks ago. It's this $14 chipset. Fits in the palm of your hand. It's tiny. $14 is the manufacturer cost to add Smart Assistant technology to whatever product you're building. You're making a teddy bear, you're making a desk, you're making a lamp, a fridge, whatever. $14 today buys you Smart Assistant technology. In this case, it happens to be Google Assistant, right? So you're going to see this increasingly built into everything. It's a piece of what I call smart matter. And smart matter is what we're doing when we're building chips, we're building sensors, we're building radios, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, those sorts of things, and in some cases motors into almost every piece of technology. As we do that, that massively changes our reality in our homes and at work as well.
So, because the barrier to entry is so much lower, what are some of the tips for businesses that want to utilize mobile voice in their mobile marketing?
Well, first of all, understand that the world is changing and that we're adding user interface elements to the things that we interact with, right? The user interface elements that we've had in the past have been like a keyboard, a screen, other things like that. Obviously, tapping on a phone. Voice is becoming a key user interface. What's that mean for you and your brand is really, really interesting. Gestures is becoming a very interesting user interface element. Gestures with your phone, with your laptop, with other pieces of technology that you own. So objects are becoming more human. That means they have a different place, a different relationship to people. Their objects are becoming more multidimensional, less static. They respond, they grow, they change, they evolve. They interact with other devices in your home or in your office. So they're increasingly part of an ecosystem, right? A platform. And what that means is that they're living, growing, breathing things almost. That means that you have a different relationship with your customer, right? In the past, you had a product and you sold it. There you go. The brand and the product kind of met at the point of sale. And after that, who knows what would happen, right? There were lots of ways brands tried to continue the connection, but they can't. Now you've got a Fitbit. That's talking home. That's ET phoning home all the time. Your Apple Watch, the same thing. And the brand is walking through life with you as you're using their product. We're inviting them into our homes. Obviously, a Nest thermostat knows how much energy I'm consuming, right? Knows what I'm doing. When I turn the thermostat up or down, an Amazon key will let somebody into my home. So that fundamentally changes the relationship that I have with a product, but it fundamentally changes the relationship I have with the brand. A brand needs to learn to know me, understand me, predict me in some sense, and be able to offer services that are helpful to me in the future.
What tie do you see then maybe between voice and augmented reality or virtual reality?
Voice is a key part of that, because if I'm in augmented reality, and whether I've got some smart glasses or I've got a HoloLens or something like that, I can't always see, especially in virtual reality, I can't always see typical user interface elements. I don't know, you've probably tried PS4, PSVR, or any of the other VR systems that are out there, and you're kind of in a zone, in a new world. How do you interact with things? It'd be very nice to say, hey, open this game, or start this, or move here, or just use gestures as you can with some of the technologies that are out there. So voice is a key piece of that.
Talk a little bit about the difference between visual oriented shopping and maybe shopping by voice. Like what's the major differences for brands and for users?
Great question. So if I'm shopping by voice, there's some things that really works for. I don't need to see it. I don't need to hear its specs or anything like that. And that's a lot of consumer packaged goods. That's a lot of commodity goods, right? If I know that I use a certain brand of shaver or something like that, or shaving foam or whatever, it's what I want. It's what I buy. I need it this week. I need it next week. I'm going to need it a week in 2020, right? I know that. It's all good. I can order that via voice, via Google Home, or via Alexa, an Echo or something like that. And it's not a problem. I don't need to see it or anything like that. But if I'm ordering maybe a hotel room, maybe a dinner in a new restaurant, maybe a product that I'm still kind of researching, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see some specs on it. Voice is not a good interface for that, because it takes a long time. If you ask Alexa, and she's going to wake up now on my desk here, but if you ask Alexa, what is 7 plus 3 divided by 4 or whatever, Alexa's going to repeat all that back to you, and you get the answer about 30 seconds later, right? So you don't want to do that when you have to go through a list of characteristics about the product. Doesn't work. That's why Amazon came out with the Echo Show. You've got the voice, but you've also got the visual. And manufacturers of smart speakers, of new technology, are going to get better at integrating the vocal qualities and the visual qualities with other user interface elements to give us a fuller, more human, more realistic experience that gives us the data we need when we need it.
John, you're a great resource, especially for someone who's interested in mobile marketing, as well as maybe interested in integrating voice into their new product design. If somebody wants to follow you and maybe more of your advice or some of your work, how can they do that?
Google John Koetsier. It's Koetsier. Nobody can spell that. Nobody can even say it. But hey, Google it and follow me wherever or connect with me. You don't have to just follow me. We'll connect wherever you're most comfortable.
Thank you so much again. And if you want to follow me in more of my interviews, you can do so right here on ZDNet, or you can find me on Tech Republic, or maybe find me on Twitter. I love to connect on Twitter. It's at Tanya Hall Radio on Twitter, or find me on Facebook by searching for The Tanya Hall Show. Until next time.